Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. So then, budget. Just like I huh. It was something. It was a thing that happened. Can I just say, first off, and I've been long-term viewers of the channel know that I don't necessarily agree with everything that Kimmy, and I thought she was a bit of a damp squib for a while and all that kind of stuff. However, finally, chef kiss. Mwah. It was like finally bringing people down a few pegs. The point when she was like, "Oh, it's the Prime Minister mansplaining. Are you all right? Are you going to be okay? Are you going that I was in stitches at that point. I was like, this is what we need more of. Wow. I don't think it's going to be enough at the moment, but finally someone's saying it to their face, holding them accountable. But I thought I'd do a quick reading. Hopefully it's going to be quick. Into Rachel from Accounts. The aftermath of her budget. Is it going to go well? That kind of thing. And hopefully it's going to be all right. Hopefully it's going to be fantastic. Hopefully we're all squeaky bum time for no good reason at all. But the energy around this reading is that it's going to fall apart reasonably quickly. So let's have a look at this for the greatest good for all concerned. The aftermath of the budget. How is the budget going to go down? Is it going to stick? Is it going to stay? Oh, by the way, there's within the budget there's 1.5 billion, I think it is, of the Home Office budget that's going to go to digital ID. So they found money for that. That's a thing. That's a thing, even though it's against the law. They're spending 1.5 billion or whatever it is, the actual figure, but it's more than a billion, I can tell you that for nothing, of the Home Office budget, which has been frozen, which is fun. That's an interesting thing, that all this is going on. Craziness is going on, but the budget has been frozen, and they need to spend 1.5 or whatever it is billion on digital ID, even though it is against the what is the actual act called? It is against the Identity Documents Act of 2010, I believe it is. Paragraph 2, no one can issue an ID of any description, card, digital, whatever it may be, from the government. It is against the law. They are spending money that is against the law. So, interesting that no one's standing up for that. Human rights, no one's standing up against that. Privacy, that kind of thing. So interesting, isn't it? Isn't that strange? So anyway, sorry, I thought the cards were ready, and then they went no, and I had to shuffle a little bit more. So I do apologise. We do like to do it raw here. That's what she said. No editing, so you can see it. That this is what's happened. Blah blah blah. This is how the reading went. Blah, blah, blah. So, for the greatest good for all concerned, here we go. Manifesting. Magician. This has got a weird energy to it. I'm not quite... It's not... The energy is kind of, instead of expansion, it's doubling down. So I may need to come back to that, because it's not the usual magician energy. 3 of Cups, celebrations. 9 of Cups, wishes coming true. Beyond card, which is one of the 4 extra cards in this deck, which means your soul, your third eye, higher self, higher being are all in alignment. In this reading, it feels as if it's more like Labour beliefs, that kind of thing. So they're hunky-dory. They're absolutely smitten. They think it's grand. that everyone's getting taxed more. Pensioners are going to be pushed into tax, income tax and stuff like that. They think that's fantastic. Oh, celebrations, wishes coming true. We got away with it, lads. But this is like a consolidation, a doubling down. Yeah. 10 of Pentacles. This keeps coming up. Redistribution of wealth, blah, blah, blah. They're all celebrating to child benefits and all that kind of stuff. Hermit, though. Here we go. This is beat, reflection, taking a moment, taking a beat. 3 of Wands. How's it doing, lads? Ships coming in. Are we doing all right? That kind of stuff. This is the change. Queen of Swords. This is somebody else. Truth. Harsh. Cold. To the point. Can be a bit of a knee-jerk reactor, even. However, honest. Truthful. And they're not happy. Not happy at all. Squeaky bum time. That's you and me, right? And then we've got the 5 of Swords. Oh, no. All hell breaking loose. Overarching energy. Hawk lady. Very lovely indeed. This is the Garden of Eden that we keep on talking about. This is her building her garden, nurturing it, growing it, making water. Have I said watering? I don't know. But it's that kind of thing. And enjoying the Garden of Eden, manifesting, okay, making it happen. So this is you and me. The Queen of Swords here feels like what the OBR has said in there. We had an extra hour to read that. But the OBR has said downgrading all the growth, downgrading all sorts of shenanigans. A lot of this, which is fascinating as well, a lot of this, like, I think there was 60 odd tax rises. And it's like a majority of that, like a good half of it, is going to kick in right by when allegedly the next general election is going to be. And it's like, so you're going to pummel everybody right when you want them to vote for you, for your second kind of like working people breakfast clubs. That's the other thing I don't get. Can anyone answer this for me? Because I couldn't. To be honest, I did a little Google searching and stuff like that, and I read a few files and things, and I read a few kind of reports, and I just couldn't find it. It's like, so you're giving more money for all these people who additional children, that kind of stuff, the benefits, blah blah blah, which are also going up. Fair enough. However, you're also spending money on breakfast clubs and all that. Breakfast clubs. So now you're paying them directly. Does that money now not go to breakfast clubs? Why are you paying twice? Or am I missing something? I'm very confused. I have tried. I had to look at like many graphs, and they're pretty pictures with all many colours, and I couldn't still find it. So I'm assuming the money's still going to go. So you're basically paying twice for each child, aren't you? Then is that right? Am I? Comment down below if I'm wrong, and I'm like, I'll take it on the chin, and I'm like, okay, fair. Didn't make any sense though. But this, very much what to take really from this foundation reading before we move into gossip and then an outcome at the end. This here, these are the institutions calling out the BS. This is you and me. This is everyone's disagreeing with all of what's come up here. So they're all hunky-dory. But it's the best thing to describe it as is this lot, okay, are referring to what we want to build, okay, our Garden of Eden, our roadmap, where we want to be, what we want to manifest. How does that compare? Do we actually get any growth? Do we actually do anything or other, or blah, blah, blah? And that's where the kickback comes in. Okay, underlying energy, 10 of wands. They are burdened. This is going to be a huge burden down here, and there's going to be a burden to them very shortly. I can sense it kind of being returned to sender energy. So fun. Let's go and get the prediction deck out then, shall we? So I hope you're doing well and all that jazz. I know it was difficult yesterday, wasn't it? It was just like I was just sitting there and watching it all unfold. And what annoys me, okay, especially with commentators and stuff like that, especially what's happened this week at the beginning of the week, just a matter of days ago, you know, indoors being made redundant, left field, everyone in the business like made redundant pretty much, apart from 2 people to wind it down. So it's like, who unfortunately is obviously now, you know, a dirty sponger, you know, as the commentators will want to. But it's like, you have no jobs. Okay, there are no jobs. Everyone's, you know that to be true. The world is telling you that. News, everybody. You have no jobs. The jobs that are there are being diminished, people being fired, that kind of stuff across the board. And it's now affected us here in our humble abode. You know what I mean? And there's no job to go to. There is nothing out there. So it's like, because no one is investing, no one's doing anything, blah, blah, jobs and tax on jobs, as we know, last year. So it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. And yet these people, I did get a little bit irate yesterday, just like, oh, these people were just sponging off the thing, blah, blah, blah. But it's gone up 100,000 people, plus, you know, a +1 as of Monday. I don't think they... well, +10, to be honest with you, as of Monday. Or 8, 2 are staying and to wind it down. But it's like, it's one of those ones where... So we're not in the figures yet. We're not in the figures. But it's like, oh, they're sponges, this, that, and the other. You know, we're gonna stop them having, like, buying Mercs. And I'm like, just to clarify, right? Because it's just spoken wrong. It's like, everyone, I think I'm right in saying, everyone on PIP gets, like, if you get the additional, the advanced, I think it's 80 quid is the thing. You can then budget and go, I'm going to contribute an additional amount of money to that £80. The £80 is just 80, well, whatever it may be. But £80 is £80. That don't change, right? So if someone wants to get a Mercedes, they can then contribute 40 quid on top from their own money to then access a Mercedes instead of a Peugeot. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, we're not going to like expend it. It doesn't cost anything more. It's just for no reason. You see what I'm saying? You haven't actually stopped spending any money. You've just got headlines of saying that you're not going to allow expensive cars to be used now on the thing. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, you're getting credit for nothing. Okay? You're getting credit for nothing. The budget, the money, the actual spend hasn't gone down from that specific thing. It's just like, how do these media outlets like function and do things and like sleep at night? Because they're like rubbish. It's like, at least tell people what happens of Pip, this mystical Pip, yeah? To then people actually go, hold on a minute, you haven't actually cut the budget. It's just like you're preventing people to make their own contribution to the 80 quid or whatever it is to lease a car for 3 years. Yeah? So, anyway. It just winds me up. It winds me... And then, like, branding her indoors as a sponger and stuff like that. And it's like, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? I got it's been a rough week, all right? It's been a little bit of a rough week. I may have taken it personally. I was like, Anyway, let's get into this, what you're here for. So, magician. Here we go. Magician. Oh, here he comes. This is you and me, the fire, the passion, the kind of slapping it down, calling it out. 3 of Cups. Food shortage. Cost of living, I'm getting from that, generally speaking. Food inflation, obviously. All these costs going up. The value of the paycheck is not going up. Okay, that's the important thing. Yet you're being taxed, so you have less money at the end of the month. Everyone's being pushed up with these thresholds. And even, isn't it nice? I thought that was really kind of Reeves from Accounts, who decided to push everybody up by giving everybody a pay rise for the second year, pushing them towards the threshold. So they naturally go over the threshold so that they get less in their pocket at the end of the month because they're now paying extra tax. But the value of the actual worth, the money that is actually going in their pocket is less. Fun times, everybody. Fun times. But that's what we got here. So their celebrations are, 2-child benefit cap, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. Celebrations, aren't we great? Aren't we Labour? Aren't we? To satisfy the backbenchers celebrating here, the reality kicks in. This feels like very quickly. And there's no way out of it. 9 of Cups. Controlled narrative. So the wish coming true, we're going to push this through. Okay. Beyond card, this is what we believe, taken out. Excellent. This feels like humiliation as well. There is something here that is there's something here that is like politically egg on face. There is embarrassment with that. Whatever that is, I don't know. I did predict, I can't remember if it was on the elite side, on the members side here on YouTube or not, but one of the readings, we predicted that it's any day now that there is some sort of asset, some sort of wealth, some sort of value. There is something that's exposed and it's questionable. How did you achieve this? Where did you get this from? And that's in the next couple of days. I think it's going to be the weekend newspapers, but it's like there's something here, and that's embarrassment. There is something here. I'm trying to work out if it's connected or not, but it's like, whatever this is, it's embarrassment. I know they're embarrassed about the being called out with the whatever the asset, the value, the worth, the money, the thing that's hidden in an account or whatever. This tangible, but it felt tangible. It felt like a house or a painting or something. Yeah. I don't know if this is connected to that because they've also got something or whatever, but taken out, I like. This is what we want. This is what we want to see. 10 of Pentacles. Fake news. Sharing the wealth. So I'm looking at the connection with reality in the world. The true reality, the passion of you and me, which I'm glad to see from down here, is suddenly priority. Fake news, though. I don't know if that's spin, because we're controlled narrative here, but it's like, I don't know if we're being called out. The fake news seems like it's come up like a black void in the shape of that. It's just like, which one was it? Is it? It's not 2001, is it? It's the original what is it called? The Planet of the Apes, where they got that black monolith thing. Yeah, this void, this black thing. That's just like what? That's what that's come up as. It's very odd. I've never had a card like that. It's just it's almost like censored. It's almost like it's got the feeling of kind of like that black marker that you see on documents in films and things that haven't been disclosed. It's been censored. It's that kind of energy. It's very Hermit. Public burnout. Excellent. The controlled narrative doesn't work. 3 of Wands. Compromised. Thank you. So, Queen of Swords. Oh, now we're epileptically. That's not the right word. That's not the right. We're really miffed. We're really miffed. That word, right? This is like phenomenally. Like, we even did a members reading about this. I think this is what it is. Because this fake news, like, reality is not reflecting here. Okay? And so it's like, it erupts. It's like, we predicted this, and I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope, but it's come up again. 9 of Swords. We've got to act now. Protect ourselves, that kind of thing. 5 of Swords. Spreading. This here is the pushback that I've predicted. This here, the spin and that kind of stuff is not working. This embarrassment here, compromised, burnout. It's interesting that this line here, it's 1 by 1. So even though one falls on their sword, as an example, the next one and the next one and the next one, it's spreading. It's harmful. They're all compromised. Overarching energy, disaster, exactly. Underlying energy, this disclosure. I think we're going to send. Well, I'm sorry, I say that again. I'm sensing, right? I'm thinking we're going to get a phenomenal amount of the unusual suspects is what I'm getting here. The unusual. So it's like, I don't think they're part of this. I don't think they're left wing as off the top of my head. I really like that. So they're like the Roundtree Foundation or Institute or whatever it is. They're doing a report, for example. Bernardo's does a report. Like they're all doing reports and going, this is going to make people worse off. This is going to make people a hell of a lot worse, like this, that, and the other, right? Even Martin Lewis is like saying it's a bit of a budget, or that's what I took from his videos and interviews yesterday. It's that kind of energy. Yeah, there's like bombardment of all these different places that you would suspect would be on the side of Labour in some respects. So it's the unusual. It's the ones that you would not expect doing these disclosures. So that's fascinating, building this pressure here. And it does feel it's like if you've ever, I've only done it once, but like that snorkeling thing, like when I was like back in my teens, went snorkeling once, and it's very true that when you go further down, that pressure, yeah, that pressure cooker kind of energy, that kind of that's the sort of sense that I'm getting here through this layer. They can't spin it. They can't spin it. No one is buying it. The only people that are buying it, because they were paid off, obviously, are like the 400 people behind them on the back benches. Yeah, this is clearly. So this is like the disconnect. The real world, you and me, despise this. No, and that's why we're We're like calling it out. It's ignored, basically. It's censored in some way, shape, or form. And then this is the eruption of it, because no one's paying attention, or no one's listening, or no one's representing them, or that kind of thing. Representing reality. But I did notice that the usual suspects, Times Radio, because as the long-time viewers know that I try and keep out of an echo chamber. So the Times Radio, ITV News, and Sky, all three of them, unusually, were calling for the resignation of Rachel Reeves and condemning this budget. Later on, they backpedaled a little bit. But in the moment, looking at the archives and stuff like that, and their podcasts and things like that, and they are fuming. They are all fuming. And the fact that Bev Rigby, who's got the Labour haircut, the Lego Bob, they like to say one of the first questions that, are you going to resign? Are you going to resign over this? You've broken your manifesto. You've broken this. Which they have, and you can read it too. It's on the website. You've got to find it. You just Google Labour Manifesto 2004. And Rachel Reeves is quoting one paragraph. Oh, we're not going to put up income tax, VAT, blah, 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 right? It's the paragraph before it. That's what they've broken on. Yeah, not putting taxes up for working people. Yeah? So they can say about the rates and all that kind of stuff as much. Well, we didn't put up the rates. Blah, blah, blah. It's the paragraph before they've broken. So it's, yeah. Fascinating times. I am worried about this, though. That seems like a real embarrassment. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look-see. Isn't it amazing that they are giving you everyone 150 quid off their bills, which is lovely, in April. Interesting timing. Interesting. They're doing now, but it's in April. After winter and after when the Ofgem or whatever they're called are putting up the base rate of electricity and gas. So you're going to pay the higher rate for 3 months during the peak season, and then we'll give you 150. Interesting. So let's have a butcher's at this. Outcome to this reading, please. An outcome to this reading, please. But I feel like this is the social contract is now broken. That's the. I think that's what the pressure is here. The contract is now over. And I genuinely think that this is huge. This is going to be huge. With the volcano, this is going to be huge. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, dingling that bell. These cards are going to take a little while. If you haven't already, please like. And if you can, hype. It seems, as soon as I say this, I'm going to be showing up. But it seems that hype is unlocked after you liked on phones, on mobily devices. I don't know. I have no idea. And also comment down below. Future readings, suggestions, that kind of stuff. That'd be very, very lovely indeed. Right. So then, we have new cycle, triumphant, upright, lovely. We have give and take, back and forth, excellent. We have the light bulb moment, aha moment. Okay, a passionate new start, a new proposal, this feels like. Sorry, I've leaned back to reflect on the energy. If I didn't know any better, that feels like an emergency budget. like a new proposal, a redo. Okay. We're going to be more fairer. Six of Pentacles, new triumphant cycle. This has got the energy of like the tail between their legs. Sorry, I found coffee. I don't know who left it there. I have no idea. Cheers, my dears. Oh, lovely. Very nice. One more. I'll treat myself. Yeah. The Ace of Wands feels like bitch slapped. Redo. Tail, like timid. Tail between their legs. Redo. Route taken out. Star card, divinely guided. Beautiful. Now, so this is the new. This feels like from when I said the contract was broken, that kind of thing. This is a new contract, triumphant. We've won. This passion, this thing here. It's happened. The change has happened. Acting now, spreading everywhere. If you've seen the other reading, you know what that is. Okay. I hope it's not as severe as. But the star card, divinely guided. Yeah, that is the North Star, heading the right direction. Beautiful. Then we've got fake news, King of Pentacles. That doesn't feel like a person necessarily. It feels more of more like an attitude. More of a kind of, the King of Pentacles is the accountant of the deck for me. So but it's not necessarily about money. It's about value and worth. And the fact that we got Hawk Lady, overarching energy on the foundation reading, which is our map where we want to be individually, as families, that kind of thing. It's almost like a review of, is it going to work? Is this enough to get us back to where we want to be? That kind of energy. Emperor. I'm really getting mixed messages with the Emperor there. The first part, as soon as I put it down, it felt like you and me, the authority, the actual authority in this situation. But then all of a sudden, I got this flurry of kind of like investigations and court cases and that kind of energy. So it's unclear. But it does definitely feel, along with the King of Pentacles, this line here so far feels like it's a domino effect. Newfound. So there, the new foundations. Leg between the what? The tail between the legs, divinely guided. We're back on track. New foundations, that kind of stuff. It feels like it's not going to last long, though. It feels like this. Oh, hello. Page of Swords. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to do it like that. Because I was just pointing. I'm being lazy and using cards to point with things. So the top line here is the new transition, the new way forward, that kind of stuff. Rebalancing, new contract, whatever you want to call it. This line here solidifies that line. Okay. Taking what's said and putting it into kind of concrete, writing it in stone, that kind of stuff. It's the new foundation. It's the new way forward. This is, don't disrespect us again kind of thing. On all sides. The Page of Swords. See, that's the thing with the Page of Swords is like there's this flurry of, or we could like flirting with ideas, but it's like no. We just want stability. We want foundations, new foundations, this, that, and the other. The contract's broken. Blah blah blah. Urgent action. Oh. I can see why there's now suddenly court cases. Seven of Swords, Thieves in the Night energy. Betrayal, deception, lies, manipulation. This feels like being held accountable if the Emperor is more than just you and me taking our authority back. Explains the investigations and stuff over there, doesn't it? Excuse me. Spreading, defending their ground. It's almost like the first line that we had from Labour, celebrations, aren't we great? We're bestest ever. Working people, we're the bestest ever. Working people, breakfast clubs. And yeah, I don't know who said it, but yes, I am saying it as if it's Squirrel from Up. Squirrel! I could do a second voice, not just Zippy, a demented Zippy. I can also do what's his face? The dog from Up. Squirrel. It's beautiful. It's made my day. Oh, the skills over here on this channel. But the Page of Swords feels like distractions. We've learned our lessons. We'll do this, that, and the other. Blah, blah, blah. We don't care. We want the foundations. Sneaky buggers. This feels as if the Emperor's finally getting his groove on. Hollow victories. Exactly. Ace of Swords. The truth of the situation. Truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity, information, data. It's interesting that we don't have the... I want to break the... Oh, hello. We've got the Tower card. And they've got the King of Wands. Oh, dear. It's not going to bode well for Stuttery Starmer. But... This is all going back to accountability. This is all going back to the contract. You promised, manifesto, this, that, and the other. You've broken it. Not only have you broken it, you've also broken trust. You've done things that you didn't have the authority for or the consent for or whatever it may be. Sneaky buggers getting their comeuppance. They've got to defend their ground and they can't do it. For goodness sake, Rachel Reeves couldn't even defend her own. Like, oh, it's my budget. I've made the choices. Me. And then she couldn't defend it. So it clearly wasn't written by her. She was given it because she can't be trusted internally. So and this is the important thing from my own experiences, and maybe wrong, but if people have written it, if it's theirs, if it's truthfully theirs, they've made the choices, they can actually give you like step by step reasons why they made those choices. They may be right or wrong. That's up to you. But at least they can give you detail. They can give you understanding or like what they comprehended and what they understood from the data and the blah, 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 the backstory. Yeah. The fact that Rachel Reeves was pretty much on every flipping media source today, flapping her face, looking scared as anything, aged another decade. I'm questioning whether or not she's even dyeing her hair at this point because that doesn't. However, it just is like, why can't you go into detail? Why can't you explain, like doing the math, explaining the argument, explaining the thing? It's just like she can't, meaning it's not hers. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. It's the fact that because you can't, she's got one-liners about Farage or whatever. But you can't put meat on the bone. You're working out your theories, your understandings, the reasons why you did that. proves to me that this is not her budget, and she's just the mouthpiece. So let's go to Kipper Deck and then get the hell out of here. I hope you're doing well and all that jazz. Breathe. Just breathe. Over here, just to keep you updated, we are doing maths, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate Excel spreadsheets. I hate them. The grids burn in my eyes if you watch them too long. If you're like using it to like you turn away and they're just like you've got grids all over you. Yeah, it's like ugh. However, we're trying to work out how we can get to the farm a couple of years earlier than what we expected to be, or get to the land to make the farm. That's what I've been doing yesterday. And I'm sure you'll be hearing more about it later and stuff like that. Anyway, just to keep you up abreast of the situation. Courtship. Interesting. Courtship, thief. They're in it together. I hate to say I told you so. Judicial system. I hate to say I told you so. Overarching poverty. Underlying energy. Concern. In it just. Wow. The courtship, that feels like the manifesto, what we've been talking about, the wooing, yeah? All these people wooed us into belief, whatever. You may have agreed with it or not or whatever, but that's what they did. Thief, they've stolen everything of value, ideas, dreams, stability, everything, and now they're getting the comeuppance. Excellent. Hollow victory. We did have it. So I'm going to love you and leave you for now, as it sounds like a rather big tractor lorry thing is trying to go up a hill, being in the middle of nowhere, and they are not doing well. This is not going to bode well for them. They didn't have enough run up for the hill. It's a bit of a hill. Hence the name. It's a hill. You would have thought they'd be warned in the naming of it, and the name of the road itself has the word hill in it. So you can't say they weren't warned. So I'm going to be entertained by this numpty who really didn't do enough run up, and now they're getting to the point where they're almost stuck. And I'll see you later on. Okay. However, until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again. Take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.